You don't believe in Jesus? You should see how many Edomites out here, man. They don't even believe in their Savior, man. I'm gonna do a 360. Hey, it's a little past 10 o'clock. Ain't no church come out. Ain't no church let out that early. I don't even believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Jesus. It's the national recognized holy ceremonial day. All right. Shalom, shalom. Before we begin, we'll give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kakadash. This action is really saying. We're going to put forth this word, man. We come in what? The spirit of prophecy, man. We see it unfold. We see what's happening. We see the Lord's working, man. And like I'm gonna bring out this precept because the Lord told us what? He told us to what? Set our face against Mount Seir, man. So that's what we're doing. Stand in the middle. It means something. Yeah. Nobody. Before I got the scripture, what the Yahabashi on shine, you know, I picked up this book here. I keep a lot of precepts and everything. I keep a lot of information of the Bible in this book. I got this Psalms 144 and verse 11. It says, "Rid me, deliver me from the hand of the strange children, whose mouth speak vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood." These weirdos, man. There's a bunch of weirdos, and we know according to the scriptures, these weirdos are in Babylon the Great. And it's going to be like that until the Lord destroys it. So there's a bunch of weirdos. Obviously, these liberals, they out with it. But these Republican conservatives, what they do, they try to hide it. They try to hide their wickedness. But the Lord, we got to pray to Yahweh to rid us of these weirdos, man. Strange children, man. These Edomites and all of them that follow behind the beast. That's all it is, man. The scripture says that Babylon is going to be a habitation of devils and every foul and hateful spirit before Yahweh Bashmal is trying to destroy this place, man. That this place is going to be a habitation of these fucking devils and every foul and hateful spirit. Stand on the right side. Stand on your left side. Every foul and hateful spirit. I guess it means something. Weirdos, pedos. That's what it is. These criminals, liars, drug dealers, scumbags, lowlifes. Bestiality. Lovers of animals, literally. All that's going to be in Babylon the Great before the Lord destroys it. It's right for the plucking, man. This place is right for the plucking. They got all these scumbags, low-life weirdos, acting like they can live in harmony, in Babylon the Great. Right for the plucking. The Lord's going to destroy this place, man. Yeah, wickedness is at an all-time high, man. They indulge in all types of wickedness, perversion, deceit, deception. All that is being orchestrated right here to this day, man. At Babylon the Great. That's why the Lord, homos, whores, has prepared a certain day to destroy this wicked society, man. So these people got you believing going to the polls on the 4th is going to really change something, especially these Negroes going to the polls on the 4th. Go get an early vote for a Democrat because they got nigger caucus. And that's their objective. That's the reason why they got the nigger Democratic caucus, to get the nigger vote, man. To convince these simple Negroes, the masses of dumbasses amongst these Negroes and the rest of them,
to vote for the Democrat. You know what I'm saying? It's all a facade. And there was this I brought it out some time back. I can't think of the politician's name, but I know the information too. He said that for the next 100 years they're gonna be having blacks voting Democrat.
Yeah, I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson,
Con.
which they trying to say the quote is not from him, but they don't have any verification. But I believe it through the spirit. He did say it. They're
Yeah,
trying to say that's what he said. He's gonna have these Negroes voting Democrat for the next 200 years.
con. So I seen a old uh, recording, and people were saying they were bringing light. I don't know if he actually said it, or there was people bringing in light. Um, pretty much giving credentials that yeah, it did come from him. He did say that, And look at where we sitting at now, man. That's why all these niggas thinking the truth. These Negroes thinking that we vote Democrat, we gonna, we're gonna be somewhere in this devil's establishment, man. Nah, man, that's nothing more than a tactic that Esau Edom had put in the minds of you simple people, man, to keep you what? At bay, and to further keep you in bondage, man. But there's no hope for this place, man. Like I was mentioning earlier, wickedness is at an all-time high, and it's on display as we speak. And that's all the Democratic Party is going to bring in. That's why you see the last administration a heightening of what? Weirdos, homos, pedophilia, all this craziness, policies on that were giving these jokers a slap on the wrist when they commit all these horrendous acts, you know, horrendous acts. Yeah, that's what's going on, and we know all roads point to that new world order, man. The Democrats gonna go about it one way, the Republicans going about this way, but it's all ending up at the same destination, man. You know, and all they're doing is pretty much keeping you people asleep, meaning the 2/3 of Israel, namely, believing in this woke read, man, this system, man. And when you lean upon it, it will go into your hand, man. You know, leaning upon Egypt, man. You're that's why these people what? You don't have no EBT is cut out. You know, you being too much dependent upon this system, man. And it was bound to happen, man.
I gotta preach up real quick. Going into what I was mentioning, this Revelation chapter 1, Revelation chapter 18, verse 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every clean and hateful bird. So that's what you see here, man. In Babylon the Great, because the Lord's going to pluck this place. It's right for this bitch is right for the fucking. The Lord's going to pluck this place up. He's going to destroy it. So this place, America, which is Babylon the Great, has become a habitation of devils, which is deceivers, liars, murderers, uh, criminals, pedos, homos, weirdos, bestiality, liars, thieves. You know, you call them. You know, and they're comfortable here, man. They be out in the public, pedos, homos. They be out in the public like it's a regular day. You know, no life. They be going like the scripture said. That inward thought is the house is going to continue forever. They got an expiration date, man. We can care less about your vain imagination, what these people think, but we know what's going to happen. You know, they got these like these fucking Edomites. Their inward thought is that their house is going to continue forever. They try to show their little wacko weirdo descendants to somebody, like they want to talk about you, like you all they can talk about. But we understand where it all comes from. But this place, these Edomites in their kingdom, has an expiration date, man. You know, So we know this place is gonna come to an end. And we don't care about these people vain imaginations, man. What they think, but we understand what these Edomites think. Like it says in Psalms, man. They think their house is gonna continue forever, for all generations, man. Now you got an expiration point. The Lord put these devils in rulership. He's gonna take them out. You know.
I got a precept. This is the book of Isaiah 21:8. It says, "And he cried, a lion, my Lord, I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime, and I am set in my ward whole nights. And behold, there cometh a chariot of men with a couple of horsemen. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he have broken unto the ground, man." So all these lifestyles, man, even these celebrities, man, that's what they call idols, man. It's like this idol worshiping, man. And like I was mentioning, like
Go through the middle.
Brought out earlier, that look at all these, it was barely 10 o'clock when we got out here, man. Little after 10. Actually, we pulled up around 10. Set up, a couple minutes after 10. Look at all these people, man. They don't even believe in their God, man. I would think.
But you better believe these Negroes, they up there praising. You better believe these Negroes up there praising a fake idol, man. They're in church right now praising a fake idol. Worshiping their oppressor's God. Basically, they're oppressors. That's what they're doing. They're out there worshiping. They're worshiping their oppressor right now. Open the sage. What the scripture says. A God that cannot save. You better believe they trying to impress and trying to let their oppressor know, Master, we here to serve you. We ain't gonna know. I know you out doing whatever you want to do, but we gonna be out here praising and serving you and your God.
Worshiping, giving glory to you.
But they out here doing whatever they want to do, man.
Because we know this right here is around the corner, man. The MOTB, the mark. We know this is right around the corner, man. So that's what we anticipate, man. While they got these Negroes that living in plantation Christianity, hoping that they're going to seek salvation by calling upon an idol name, such as Ray Bozier. The Lord is what? The Lord is going to destroy this place, man. All the idol worshiping, false doctrines, iniquity, all around abomination, man. This abomination, man. The Lord is going to come and destroy this place, man. And that's what we are waiting patiently to see. You can see, look, the tension amongst these countries on a global scale, but these people want to walk around like nothing's going on. I also saw a video. There was an Edomite going into. He said, if I can remember how he phrased it, he said the false deception of the Americans' defense. It's not worded exactly like that, but he's pretty much saying that America has a false deception of a defense mechanism, man. It's a false deception, man. Because these people here think that they're safe here in Babylon the Great, man. We're the best. Nobody can beat us. Nobody can penetrate us. And there was Edomite. He was going into it, man. He said that's a facade, man. It's a false narrative, a false reality, man. But these people here, they don't care. They think they vain imagination trumps the actual reality, man.
I know.
Oh, I want to live forever. I want to sit here in peace. That's what it is. It's going to be peace because these wicked, how can you find peace when these wicked devils are continuing to rule over you, man? That's why there's conflict on a global scale, not only domestically, where they got these politicians saying that, acknowledging that what's going on now with this current administration, they're at war with the people by sending troops in, severing these people ability to provide meaning that these welfare benefits recipients, Section 8, Medicaid, Medicare, etc., the government is at war with its people, man. So we see it's a recipe, what? And the conflict abroad, Venezuela, Colombia, you know, they talk about, I seen now in the news, they said Trump talking about he's going to he's going to send soldiers, he's contemplating on sending soldiers in to Nigeria, if I ain't mistaken, it's Nigeria, to kill those that are I guess, killing Christians or something like that. That's what he's saying. But
I got a piece of going back to these idols, man. Cause like you better believe these Negroes primarily. Talking about the whole house of Israel, but most definitely these Negroes, the Southern Kingdom, they in there worshiping their master's idol or their oppressor's God, man. You know, you got come on, man. It's 2025. You can't see what you're doing, man. This was forced upon our people, you know, and then they voluntarily or willingly, more or less, hoping to be saved from oppression from their master. That's what they're hoping to be saved, to be accepted by their oppressor. They in there serving their oppressors God, man, which is this Jesus Christ character, man. But when you see a lot of these Edomites out here doing what they want to do. I don't know if they went to church that early and got out. I'm not for sure, but I don't think they went to church today. You know what I'm saying? But this is Isaiah chapter 45 and 19. It says, I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I have said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord Yahweh, will speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourself and come. Draw near together, ye that are escaped of the nations. They have not, they have no knowledge that set up the wood of their graven image. Right? They got this God, Jesus Christ, on the wooden cross, and pray unto a God that cannot save. So that's what they in here doing. They in there doing, man. There be wooden images, which you know that a lot of these images that they have of this Jesus Christ, they got the cross of wood. A lot of them is made by wood and stone, ceramic. So it's basically like the scripture said in Deuteronomy, you're going to be worshiping gods of wood and stone, roughly paraphrasing, man. You know, so they up there worshiping their oppressors, their oppressors idols. You know, that's what they're doing. They're worshiping their oppressors idol, God. You know, today, but you know, they out here doing whatever they want to do. A lot of them don't believe, like they said, the believers in Christianity is at a decline, man. It's not like it used to because it's a false religion, man. Along with these other religions, I'm gonna keep reading. Tell ye and bring them near. Yea, let them take counsel together, who have declared this from ancient times, who have told it from that time. Have not I the Lord Yahweh, and there is no God else beside me, a just power, a savior. There is none beside me. Look unto me and be ye saved. Right? So you gotta look unto Yahweh Bashim Shai and be saved, man. You know? So it said we are looking to Yahweh Bashim Shai. We are not looking to these other gods that cannot save, made of wood and stone, that they even worshiping right now, man. You know, but like I said, we just pointed out when we first sat up, look at all these Edomites out here. It must be atheists. You know? But that's another something else that they believe, that there is no God. A lot of these Edomites, man, they believe there is no God. You know, but they can believe what they want, you know, and it's no problem. But if we believe in what we believe in a God that looks like us. It's an issue, you know. They can believe whatever they want. They practice witchcraft and sorcery, you know. They believe in the devil, you know. They got laws to protect them, to have them worship the devil, you know. They got other religions that they believe in. You know, but we come out and worship and believe in what we believe in. We believe in a God that looks like us. There's an issue, because that's the truth, and it's coming out the Bible. You know, all these other nations can have gods that look like them. The so-called white man, the so-called Chinese man, whoever, the Arab man, the African man, so forth and so on. They can have gods that look like them, and they can worship them. There's no different. It's not an issue. But when we come out with the Bible, which is the true Bible, the true understanding of the Bible, it's an issue, man. It says, look unto me and be ye saved, all you ends of the earth. For I am the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and there is none else, man. There's no other God besides the Most High. Man. There's no other God besides Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Like damn fucking weirdos in these devices, these simple retards of a nigga. They trying to assist in a slave master, thinking they gonna duck something. But they out there worshiping other gods, man. Right now,
Yeah, all it takes is some coon and some pale face to agree, and then they can make whoever out of the target, along with some coon and their oppressor agree on something. They act like it's no harm. All you gotta do is get a pale face to agree with a simple Negro, and now it's no harm in it. You know what I'm saying? That's why this system, this society has to go, man, because it's filled with demons, man, witchcraft, sorcery, warlocks. Like everybody knows, this is obvious. You should know by now. I even saw a recent video of these Edomites. It's an old footage, but it's resurfacing. But this Edomite female, she said at the age of 4 years old, man, these devils pretty much had her hostage, and they MK Ultra experiment had her to a table, hands and feet spread at 4 years old, mind you, naked, doing these experiments on her, man, and saying that, and it was her government, man, saying that it was for the good of the nation, and they was trying to use her as some experiment for the better sake of the country, man. At 4 years old, man. So these people were diabolical, man. Had a 4-year-old spread, hand spread.
Eagle.
Yeah, they wicked, man.
Spread out like an eagle.
Tied up, spread naked, man. Performing all types of experiments on a 4-year-old, man, female, man. And she went in front of like this it was a committee of people, and she was making it known. It was her and I think multiple other ones, saying this is their government doing this, man. These people are wicked, man. That's why this place has to go, man.
You see it's falling. Your whole government is crumbling down. That great mountain, America, Babylon the Great, is crumbling down, man, every day. They got these devils. They're gonna do what the wicked gonna do wickedly, man. They're gonna still practice witchcraft. Yeah, we all say the same thing, man. But we all believe in one doctrine. We ain't like Christianity. We got different denominations, even a non-denomination. Then you got sex in between that. You got Christian nationalists. What the fuck is that? Like, it's a bunch of confusion. They trying to say your current president. They was talking about him. They say he ain't quite too religious, but you see this guy going. He's over there worshiping with the small hats. He say he's a Christian. And he says he's this. He going to other people, gods, and paying other countries, India, China, paying homage to their gods. That's Rome. That's the Roman Empire, man. The Roman Empire had many gods, man. So they go and worship other people's gods, man. Like he pay homage and respect to other nations and their gods. You know, it's the Roman Empire because they are believers in more than one God. You know, but they trying to say it's a Christian nation. Even this Vice President J.D. Vance, he married a East Indian lady with a dot on the forehead. He was hoping that she converts to Christianity. Man. That's what he's hoping. You know, but she believe in a whole different God. You know, like a lot of these Edomites do. You know, they don't want to talk about it. Everybody quiet. You know, I don't hear that. You know, they don't want to talk about that. You know, but it's the truth, man. You know, because you know, Second Thessalonians chapter 2. That's what they said that they got a God that they put above all that is called God, man. You know, basically them, but in their religious form is this Christianity, worshiping this Jesus Christ character, which was made up. You know, was painted by Leonardo da Michael Leonardo da Vinci. I think it was painted by Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, it was painted by Leonardo da Vinci, which was his lover. The guy's name was Cesare Borgia. You know, they got these witches. That's what they're gonna do. These witches playing witchcraft and sorcery. But woe to you, man. Woe to you fucking witches, man. You know, warlocks and witches. What's gonna happen? That woe is misery and destruction. That's what's coming to you. Yeah, I think that what they say with me, talking about with this artificial intelligence, these devils and their devices. You know, they can manipulate it, like it says in the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and 25. I think it's in the New Living Translation. They say he was going to be a master of deception. Talking about these Edomites. That's what they use with their technology. That's what they use with their technology and their AI. They use deceptions. Man. They deceive people with technology. You know, they can lie, manipulate. You know, that's how these devils are operating through manipulation, and lies. You know, you're going to be a master of deception. Man. Talking about Esau, Edom, the nation of Edom, the whole nation. And one thing they're using right now is technology, AI. Look at this thing that's out now, this AI platform, which is Sora 2. You look at that, this should look realistic, man. People can't tell the difference. These devils gonna use that to frame people, man. You know, look what's going on. Look what happened. They're gonna use that to frame people, man. You know,
I got a precept. This is the book of Isaiah 21 and 1. This is coming out of the New Living Translation. It says, "This message come to me concerning Babylon, the desert by the sea, destroyer is roaring down on you from the desert, like a whirlwind sweeping in from the Negev." You know, and I'm gonna read the King James version. The burden of the sea, so like the burden of the desert. Again, this is Isaiah 21 and 1. The burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land, man. A grievous vision declared unto me, the treacherous dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sight thereof have I made to cease. So you see these conflicts going about, man. You know, over there in India, you know, there's conflicts over there in India with the thing, who the border? Iran, if I ain't mistaken.
I think India and China got conflict too. India, China, you know, they had conflict with that's these wars and rumors of war.
You know, the Indian and Iran. That's who these devils expect to fight against the Iranians. These these India, these jokers from India, man. You know, and the Medes, we know that's
Persia. That's Iran. What?
the Medes. That's also pertaining to
Russia.
Russia. So all these are prophecy, and then they're talking about. That's why I was bringing in. It says the message from Isaiah 21:1. It says the message came to me concerning Babylon, the desert by the sea, destroying and roaring destroying and roaring down on you from the desert like a whirlwind sweeping in from the Niger. The Niger, Salakia. And they say that's a country. Let me see. It says that's Niger. Let me see.
Strong's H 5045. Negev.
They said that's a country, Salakia. It says this is from the Strong's, the Browns Driver Briggs Lexicon, Strong's H5045. Number 1, it says Southern Country, i.e. Let's go to B. It says land south of Babylon, man. So what's the land south of Babylon, man? You know, you got central, but you got South America, man. You know, so you got the conflict that's going on over there in Venezuela, Colombia. That's south of Babylon, man. You know, and I'm just, you know, through the spirit, you know, this interpretation is correct. But if you look at it, you can see it through the spirit that that's what's going on. This is a land south of Babylon, which is South America. That what these turmoils is going on, man. And it says what? Let's continue on. It says this is Isaiah 21:2, the New Living Translation. It says, I see a terrifying vision. I see the betrayer betraying, the destroyer destroying. Go ahead, you Elamites, and Medes attack and lay siege. But who's helping the Venezuelans right now? That's the Medes, which is Russia. So this is the land south Negev, if I'm saying it right. That's a land south of Babylon, South America, that the Medes is helping in this conflict with Babylon, man. And the subtitle reads a message about Babylon. Let me read that again. Isaiah 21:2. It says, I see a terrifying vision. I see the betrayer betraying, the destroyer destroying. Go ahead, you Elamites, and Medes attack and lay siege. I will make an end to all the agony. I will make an end to all the agony Babylon caused, man. So that's why these countries are where it's at right now, because it's all prophecy, man. The Lord is going to make an end to the agony that this wicked society, Babylon the Great, aka America, has caused, man. That's why you see the conflict in what? South of Babylon, Negev, if I'm saying that correct. You know, just through the spirit, you know, we see these things happening, man, because it's all prophecy, man. You know, the water you have about me, I was looking at Isaiah and I was reading, I was confident. I'm like, man, that sounds like what's going on right now. Isaiah 21:1, man. It says, my stomach aches and burns with pain, sharp bangs of anguish are upon me, like those of a woman in labor. I grow faint when I hear what Yahweh is planning. I am too afraid to look. My mind reels and my heart races. I longed for evening to come, but now I am terrified of the dark, man. So these things are coming. It's coming. It's going to be a dark time, a very dark time in this place, man. Babylon the Great, man, because you're going to see what, like, right. I was looking at the news. They said beef prices rose 17. Is rose 17%. So the prices of goods, necessities, especially food, is continuing to increase, man. You know, then you got these people, benefits are being cut off. I was also reading, I saw information, they had a list of all these major corporations laying off a lot of people, man. So yeah, man, all this stuff is a recipe for what? A disaster, man. You know, and we see it through the spirit. What they have about Shemi, what's going on, what's happening, what's going to happen to this place, man. You know, we see the turmoil, like I was mentioning, with these other nations on a global scale, man. But these people want to walk around like as if nothing's happening, man. Nothing's going on, you know. Because they want, especially 2/3 of Israel, they said prophesy smooth. They want us to prophesy smooth things, prophesy deceit. We're not going to sit here and lie to you, man. But that's what they prefer. They prefer to lie over the truth, man. They want to hear people say, man, oh, it's going to be all right. That plantation Christianity doctrine, man. The Lord is all about love, 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 man. He came, John 3:16. He came here to deliver everybody, man, the whole world. They prefer to hear deceit. No, man, we come, you know, in the spirit, Yahweh Shai, to speak this truth, man.
Okay, I got a precept. Second Ezra chapter 14, verse 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of the man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. So that's what we're doing, man. You know, we're comforting our people, and we hasten to flee from these times, man. You know, we said the scripture said, depart from Babylon, man. We are departing spiritually, man. You know, we are spiritually departed from this place. That's why the Lord is visiting the idols of Egypt, man, which is America. You know, that's why he's taking the food stamps away. I bet what is it? This for a lot of people, this holiday this wicked holiday just passed, which was Halloween, it didn't go as expected, man. Or this next holiday that's coming up, which is November, because Donald Trump cut these people EBT cards, man. So a lot of people, especially you know who it is, these Edomites are the main recipients of EBT or government assistance, primarily EBT and all that shit anyway. They are the biggest recipients. There's over 34%, 30-some percent. You know, they're the biggest recipients of EBT or food stamps, man. You know, and the Lord is visiting the idols of Egypt, which is these holidays that these people celebrate, man. This is Second Ezra chapter 2 and 14 again. Second Ezra chapter 14 and 15 again. It says, set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet great evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. Right? So great evils means bad times. You know, that's what bad times, troubling times are going to happen in the time after. Talking about the present, right now. For yet great evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Right? So it's going to be evils. This world is weakened through age because the Lord is not with these heathens that's running. If the world is not ran in righteousness, man. So evils are going to increase and that's what times we're living in. The time like that's not going to be another time on the planet Earth that we're coming into, man. And it's only going to get worse and worse, man. You know, it's going to get worse and worse, man. This is Second Ezra chapter 8 and 50. It says, "For great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter times." So, like here, for great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Right? So that's why a lot, especially in America, this place is prideful, man. These Edomites are prideful, you know, and that's they walking in great pride. Even these people around here that don't even have much, they acting like they won't even accept what people offer them. You got this black pastor nigga. This lady gave him $1,400.
12.
No, that's
I thought you said,
now that's like $1,400.
oh yeah. She said, oh yeah, I give you all the 6.
Yeah, he gave like $1,400 for an offering, and he said, "Nah." I said, "If you got $1,000, I need another $1,000 to match to add to it."
Yeah.
So basically, he wanted $2,000, man.
Yeah, he said, oh no, you must not be listening.
Right? Yeah.
He said, well, if you got 1,000, give 1,000 more. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't what they ungrateful, man. Yeah, man, these people are ungrateful, man. So they don't appreciate what they was offering. I'm pretty sure that's more than 10% of her income what she gave, but he was ungrateful for that. And he was talking about that for all those in this congregation, man. Because that's what this plantation Christianity, these churches here, they're a business, man. 501c3 corporations, man. They're selling people religion.
Came to church like 5-6 different goddamn times, man. What the fuck are you doing? Because he really seen him at least 3 damn times at his damn truck. He keep coming back to his truck, man. I read that precept out of Psalms, the book of Psalms 144, man. Damn strange children, man. Motherfucking weirdos. I understand it, but it is what it is, man. Motherfucking strange, like they strange, man. Fucking strange. Start with fucking Edomites, man. They saying watch you all day. But you the one that's in control. You the one that's running things. You the one that controls the government, controls people's actions, people coming and goings. What people do, the fuck you watching me? Fuck you out there watching me for? I'm up there watching you like you have control over what the fuck going on in America. What it is, they that's what's going. The Lord is visiting the earth, visiting Babylon the Great, man. He's causing miseries to come. That woe means destruction, misery and destruction. That's what woe means, man. And just like I read out of Isaiah chapter Second Ezra chapter 8, the Lord said, "Great miseries."
Age 780.
He said, "For great miseries." The Lord said, "For great miseries are going to happen, man." That's what woe means. Woe means misery and destruction, man. And these people are living misery. These people are in misery right now, miserable. The haughty people do languish. That's what haughty means too. Proud. These people are proud. You know, even these people that's getting government assistance, they proud, arrogant, you know. And that's why the Lord is visiting these places. One of the reasons why the Lord is visiting this place, man. You know. We'll read it again, 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and 50. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, right? So great miseries are going to come to this place, man. You know, the Lord hate a prideful look, man. Arrogancy, you know, and that's Esau, Edom all the way, along with those that follow him. Man. You know? Scripture said the haughty do language, man. And you know these people are going to social media talking about what they gonna do, and that's what this devil is waiting for, man. Like we say, that's one of his mottos: order out of chaos. He's causing this chaos or problem, reaction, solution. You know, he's causing the problem, waiting for the reaction. He's going to bring a solution. The solution is martial law. You know, it was talking about, you know, they got plans to put military personnel and not just the National Guard in all 50 states, man. By April 2026, they're going to have the National Guard, and not just the National Guard, basically all branches of the military in these United States, man, by April 2026, man, because they anticipating anarchy. You know, they anticipating these people stealing out the stores, looting. You know, problem, reaction, solution. He caused this problem, taking these people benefits, but giving all this money to these other countries.
Yeah, order out of KO, man. They caused the problem, and then they act like they're the solution to it. And people gonna be baited in.
You know, he's causing this chaos. You know, he's calling this chaos order out of KO, problem, reaction, solution. You know, and they anticipating anarchy in the streets, man. They anticipating you people going out there and looting and robbing. He quoted that his first administration. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. And he re-quoted it on this administration, this second one. He quoted it again. So that's why he's anticipating, man. And he's causing people problems. But they're giving all this money to other countries. You know, who they just give all this money to? Some North, some
I'm trying to think. I remember hearing something of it, but I can't think of. I'm trying to think what you said. The country.
I think it's one of them Latin countries. He gave all this money to. He's giving all this money to, man. You know, but along with, you know, the Israeli state, you know, of course, goddamn Ukraine. You know, they're giving all this money to them, but your citizens, what about them? You know, they have no solution, no help for the citizens of Babylon, the citizens of America. They have no help, but they're giving all this aid and money, billions, hundreds of millions of dollars to other countries, man. But they know this place is finished. And that's coming from the elites of Edom. These orders are coming from the elites of Edom. You know, they don't, like we said, what the scripture said. He don't love himself or something like that, man. Meaning these other Edomites, man. These elites of Edom don't care about these other Edomites. An example of that you just seen with this EBT thing. The most recipients of EBT food stamps are so-called white people, man. Self-proclaimed white people, man.
I think it was Argentina. He said the Trump administration recently approved. The Trump administration recently provided a significant aid package to Argentina. The assistance, a $20 billion financial lifeline to help it's deepening economic crisis.
So yeah, he's giving all this money to these other countries, man. You know, that's just one country. All these other countries they're giving all this money to, aid to. They giving all this food aid to the Palestinians too. They aiding the Palestinians. They got money going everywhere, but to their citizens, man.
They used to give out millions. These people giving out 20, not 20 million, gave out 20 billion, man. You know how much money that is, man? Even though we know this currency here is a fiat currency, you people think it has value, but nonetheless, you know, $20 billion, man. This was announced in April. I mean, so like this was announced in October, which was last month, 2025, man. Yeah, they're cutting you benefits and taking the taxpayer money and giving it to other countries, man. So you people, it right here is demonstrating that who holds the power. Your constitution, the actions of this country contradicts what is written in your people's state and federal constitution. So in your state's constitution, it says what? The people holds the power, man. But you can see the actions of these politicians, these ones that are in position to serve the people, it contradicts that, man. You know, so that's what it is. This is the land of deception, man. People are deceived that you are living in the land of the free. You're deceived that you're living in the land of the just, the land of equality, man. The land that you can live out your American dream here, man. That's a facade, a lie. So we know this facade of Babylon the Great is coming to an end.
Yeah, right. You know, Babylon the Great is coming to an end. You know, it's a facade of a country. You know, facade of a yeah. This place is over with, man. You know, I'm trying to find that precept. You know, try to find that precept, man.
Babylon the Great is coming to an end, man. It's a facade of a country, man. You know, we can see the dismantling of this place right in front of our eyes, man. I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 21 and 1 again. King James Version. It says, the burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwinds in the south pass through, so it cometh from the desert, from a terrible land. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoiler. Who's that treacherous dealer? That's Esau Edom, man. You know, they deal treacherously, man. You know, that's why there was videos of the president of Venezuela saying that peace, 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 peace forever, no crazy war. He said that he'll give Trump, and he said that he'll give Trump anything he wants. He said, I'll give you anything you want. And then Trump responds to this. A reporter said, you know, the president of Venezuela said that, you know, he wants peace. He'll give you everything you want. He said, and Trump responds like this. Yeah, because he know he can't fuck with us or something like that. Along those words, man. That's what Trump said, man. He said, yeah, because he know. He said the president of Venezuela, there was a reporter, you know, there was this press conference. He made it clear. He said the president of Venezuela said he wants peace. He'll give you anything you want. And Trump responds with this. He said, yeah, because he know he can't fuck with us, man. So this guy, the president of Venezuela, is willing to come to a compromise, but this devil don't want to. He said, no, I'm going to continue to attack. I'm going to continue to pretty much declaring a war without actually declaring it, because they say you got to go through Congress, but they said George Bush, like, cause there's ways around. There's ways. That's why they got this word that exists. Circumvent. They can circumvent the law, man. There's ways to go around their policies, man. Just like George Bush did, Jr., if I ain't mistaken. He went around Congress, man. You know, if I ain't mistaken, it was him. It was one of these presidents, but I think it was him. He went around Congress, man, and started a war, man. You know, Congress got to come in agreement to declare a war. Like that was Spider trying to get it out the way. But you got to go through Congress to declare war. But I think it was George Bush Jr., if I ain't mistaken. He circumvented the law and went around Congress, man. So that's what he do. These devils know this. Their policy. They have advisors. Hey, man, you can go about it this way, even though this is not the traditional way. But because they make these policies, they make the laws. You can go about it this way. You know, that's how they do, man. Because they got advisors, people that pretty much, you know, give them, you know, advice on how to handle situations, man. So this president of Venezuela is willing to compromise with Trump, with this administration, but Trump don't want. That's why he's surrounding a person's country. Let another country do that to America, bomb ships, saying that they're drug cart. I mean, you know, to justify, he gonna say, oh, they're drug trafficking terrorists, to justify them killing people, dropping bombs, sinking submarines, or they just sink the submarine. It was full of drugs, but there's no evidence of it, man. Because you don't blew everything up. There's no evidence of it, man. So that's what these devils is. They're going around the world, the globe, commit the acts of what? Treachery, man. Isaiah 21 and 2 again. It said, a grievous vision is declared unto me, the treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sight thereof have I made to cease, man. To read the New Living Translation. Isaiah 21 and 2. It says, I see a terrifying vision. I see the betrayer betraying the destroyers destroying. That's what Esau Edom is doing throughout the country, man. He's betraying these countries. He's destroying these countries, man. You know, like with Vladimir Putin, man. He betrayed their trust, man. He said that, hey, you cannot go beyond these boundaries. But what in America, along with the UN do, they went against their pact, man. They had an agreement. They said, hey, y'all can do what y'all do, just don't go past this boundary. And they betrayed their trust, man. They betrayed their agreement, man. They had an agreement. Y'all can do what y'all do, just don't go past this line. So they're destroying and then what is he doing over there in Venezuela, man? That's just a recent event. They've been doing this, devil been doing this for decades. But he's over there destroying deaths of killing people, just, you know, in the process of what? This is a war about oil, man. They try to say they're gonna cloak it with drugs, but actually it's a war over oil, man, because it's known now with these people, you know, if they're not up on the topic of current topic, Venezuela holds the largest oil reserve in the world, man. So that's what this devil is after, man. He's after their oil, man. You know, Isaiah 21 and 2, Living Translation again, it says, I see a terrifying vision. I see the betrayer betraying, the destroyer destroying. Go ahead, selected. Go ahead, you Elamites and Medes, attack and lay siege. I will make an end to all the agony Babylon caused, man. So that's what the Lord is preparing, man. The Lord is preparing to make an end to all this agony, man, that this place has caused, man. You know, And we see it unfolding, man. Prophecy, man. Isaiah 21:2. This is prophecy, man. You know, these countries coming under attack. They're preparing war. You know, they're preparing battle. All these countries are strategically placing their militaries along the globe strategically for what? An attack, man, battle. You see, Russia is aiding the Venezuelans, man. You know, they're giving them military aid, man, to defend them against Babylon the Great, aka America, man. So we see these things unfolding, man. You know, and all these things are what done because it's prophesied. These things will all these prophecies shall come to pass, man. You know, so we see it clearly why these things are happening, man. Because we see the fate, all this place, just like all these other dynasties, man, all these other kingdoms before, like in the book of Daniel, chapter 2, Nebuchadnezzar, you know, he had a dream. The prophet Daniel interpreted. Those were what? Dynasties that came into power, and what happened after? They came out of power. Babylon the Great, aka America, Mystery Babylon, is no different, man. It has a time to rule and it has a time to end, man. They think, especially here, 2/3 of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, and is scattered amongst these other heathen nations, but mainly here in Babylon. They think this is a perpetual place, man. They think this place right here, there's a never end. They think these devils gonna rule over them. You know, they think this society as what they see it today is gonna continue on, man. And these devil and these 2/3 Negroes, man, they're just trying to find their place in this devil society, man. And if it's being a sellout, coon Negro, oh well, so be it. That's what these 2/3 is occupied with, man. You know, but we're occupying in prophecy, man. You know, just like the ox said, man, we came out of this place spiritually, man. We're here physically, you know, but we came out of this place spiritually, man. Because we see what's taking place here, man. You know, that's why these devils, they allow everything now, because they see what we're talking about, which is the truth. Now it's a free fall. They want to act like low key, everybody get along. There's really nothing happening. We all cool with each other. You know, that's a facade, man. They'll continue to what? Rock you 2/3 niggas to sleep, man. So it's obvious the links amongst Esau Edom has an agenda, man. And we're patiently waiting for them to roll in, just like there's those mandates that came in over there in the UK. They said digital it's required for all their citizens to have a digital ID. If not, you can't work. You can't you know, feed yourself. You can't have a place to stay. Pretty much you're gonna be an outcast. And also there was talks about over there in the UK that they're gonna set a curfew. So at 11 p.m., nobody can walk around. So what you think that's just happening there? In Mexico, they're requiring also too all their citizens to convert, you know, a digital and or a digital currency, man. It's a digital ID or the digital currency. Maybe a combination of both. But that's the age that we're coming into, man, because they're making way. They're making way. Just like I mentioned earlier, this right here, man, which is the MOTB, man. Soon people are going to be lining up to get this, man, because they're not going to be able to function without it, man. They're going to make it impossible for you to function in society without this thing, man. You know, and that's that big temptation. That's that hour of temptation, man. So we see prophecy unfolding, man. You know, and that's what we're facing away, because we know through the spirit, just like our teachers told us, and we got it through the spirit of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, that once they mandate this chip, it's over, man. It's the end. We know our salvation draweth nigh, man. We know that to be factual, man. Once they mandate that chip, and that's what we patiently waiting for, man. Because everything is all the policies are lined up, man. Everything's lined up. So once they mandate that chip, it's gonna be it's the end. The end is right around the corner, man. You know, and like I said, who well, as I'm explaining, who in their right mind will inject something foreign in their body? But see how they gonna get these people, man. They're gonna get these celebrities, the youth. They really gonna get them acting like it's something cool. You know, they're gonna get them to push their agenda. Because all these celebrities, man, whether they play basketball, they some type of musician as they call it, or in music, movies, or whatever, they're all in bed with this devil, man. Who you think writes their checks, man? These devils, man. So all of them gonna be on board for the most part. You may have some that resist. You may have some, you know, but the wide majority of them, they're gonna be on board with taking that chip, man. Because without it, especially these celebrities, their lifestyle is gonna be at an end, man. They can't have that status that they had or like they have if they don't participate, man, in this devil society, man. So you want to give up everything, man. And that's what the Lord's he's gonna try that your heart, man. You know, but we know through the spirit only the elect is going to shun it, man. You know, we're gonna be, Lord willing, we're part of that number. The elect is gonna be given a different mark, man. You know, the elect is gonna be given a mark of exemption, man, which is would qualify you for the mark of salvation, man. You know, yeah, we see it loud, just like on Daniel's, the book of Daniel's, chapter 5, man. The writing on the wall, man. Let's see if I can get that. That's a lock here. Yeah, this is the book of Daniel's, and the subtitle read, "The Writing on the Wall," man. Let's see if I can go to the point. Let's read. I'm gonna start with 11. This may not be the point, but I think it's a good place to start or bring it out. This book of Daniel's 11 and 5, and the subtitle reads again, "The Writing on the Wall," man. We see it clearly, man. The writing on the wall. And it says, "There is a man in the kingdom. No, there is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is it's like this. There is a man in thy kingdom, in whom is the spirit of the holy power, man. And in the days of thy father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the powers, was found in him, whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of made masters of the magicians, astrologers, Chaldees, and smoothsayers, for as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding, interpreting interpreting of dreams, and showing of hard sentences, and dissolving of doubts, were found in same Daniel, whom the king named Belteshazzar. Now let Daniel be called, and he will show the interpretation, man. So that's what's going on, man. That spirit of Daniel, you know, first and foremost, to our teachers, man. And we're, those that are, I was looking up that word because our teachers brought it up, evangelists, coming in, and we're interpreting that same, we're behold that same spirit. So we're interpreting the same, man. So that same spirit of Daniel, that what? We was looking through the precepts, by reading the precepts, we was able to what? See and interpret what's going on, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, first and foremost through our teachers, man. That same spirit, which is the spirit of prophecy, man, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shah, was given unto Daniel. That same spirit was given unto his men, man, which these true prophets are back today, man. We don't know who they are, but that spirit is back, man. Those men are back, man. And we come in the spirit of prophecy, man. And that's what Daniel came in, man. His interpretation was what? Prophecy, meaning that those that miry clay, that kingdom partly weak, partly strong, miry clay and iron, that was prophecy, man. That didn't happen in Daniel time, man. Daniel prophesied through the spirit, Yahweh Shah. Daniel prophesied that before the kingdom of that kingdom of Babylon. But we know that Daniel, more or less, could be back here today, man, doing the same thing he did in old time, man. So we come in that same spirit, which is the spirit of truth. And like I mentioned earlier, Daniel prophesied the destruction of that kingdom, which is the 10 toes at the end when Yahweh Shah comes, that stone that's going to shatter that last dynasty, which is that stone represents Yahweh Shah, and those 10 toes represents Babylon the Great, aka America, man. So Daniel prophesied that to come prior to his time doing that, man. That was at the top, Babylon, man. That was at the head. And he prophesied that kingdom that was at the bottom. He prophesied that kingdom before his time, man. So that's what spirit we come in, man. We're telling you these things through the spirit of Yahweh Shah before they happen, man. Because the Lord allowed us to see. He gave us the eyesight. He gave us the understanding to see what's taking place here, man. Literally, these people know, they think it's business as usual. It's going to go back to some normality, But we see the writings on the wall, man. It's clear as day, man. What's going on, man? And the Lord said, no one of these shall fail, man. Roughly paraphrasing, meaning that no one of these prophecies shall not come to pass, man. Everything will come to pass, man, because what the Lord spoke it in existence, man. See, these people look at it as, oh, it's a book to read, somewhat maybe in a sense a moral compass for these people to, try to conduct their daily life. But no, man, this is a history book, man. Well, kingdom shall rise against kingdom, nation against nation. We see those things happening now, man. let's go. This is the book of Daniel 5:13. It says Daniel interprets right handwriting on the wall. Then was Daniel brought in before the king, and the king spake and said unto Daniel, art thou that Daniel which art of the children of the captive of Judah, whom the king of my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee that the spirit of the gods is in thee, and that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee, man. So that was found in Daniel, man. The spirit of Yahweh Shai was found in Daniel, man. Light and understanding, man. You know, Lord willing, we come in that same stead, man. You know, we're not boasting ourselves, man. We're prisoners of hope, man. You know, but not to boast and brag, but we don't see people doing it the way, first and foremost, our teachers and our elders are doing it, man. So I'm more convinced than any that those are the true men of Yahweh Shai, man, because you don't see anybody doing it like those men, man. You know, and those men been doing it for decades, man, 40, 50, almost 50 years and then they had elders over them that started it before them. So these men been doing this for a long time, man. And everything that these men have said through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, we know to be true, man. They're not like other camps, as to say. They're going off, man. They're leading the flock astray. And definitely, like I brung out, plantation Christianity is at an all-time low, man. So we know they don't have the truth in these Harlot houses, man. So we see those men actually working miracles, man. Breaking down these prophecies, man. Breaking down these scriptures, man. Precept upon precept, man. These men are actually putting in work and was able to foresee these things to come through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man. So we out here as the Lord commanded us to do is to watch. You know, we were set as watchmen to warn the house of Israel of the impending dangers, man. So we see famines, we see wars, insurrections, infighting, the collapse of this system, man. We see it right there. The writing's on the wall, man. We see it clearly, man. And then you had those men interpreting the precepts, the scriptures, man. And it said, those that hear will hear, those that will forbear, meaning that there are going to be those that will get it, which is the remnant, which is the elect. And then you're going to have the rest of which is the 2/3. They're going to forbear, meaning they're going to neglect this truth, man. And they're going to continue on to walk down that broad path of destruction, man. That Babylon the Great, aka America, controlled by these Edomites, has set for these people, man. They set the tone. You know, they control this society, man, because this is their kingdom, man. That's why who can do, like this guy that's currently in administration, who can do the things that he done and still continue to hold an office like that, man? Actually, the top office in this corporation, man. Who can do such things and still hold an office like that? Nobody other than Esau Edom, man. There's no other nation of people could do that. Do that.
If it was so-called black man, they would been rally behind this guy being out the office, man. One felony. scandal. One of the scandals that he's involved in, they would have been these Edomites would have been rooting for this guy to get out of the office. Man. But that lets you know how much power you people got, more or less, because the elites of Edom put these presidents in office, man. These presidents are selected, not elected by the people. People in America don't got no power, man. You know, it's an illusion. You know, this Constitution is an illusion. You know, and it basically is not of the counsel of the Most High. That's why it's being destroyed. And I found this precept. I've been looking for this precept for the longest. Because going back to these Edomites, they don't care about these elites of Edom. You know, they don't care. They don't care about these elites of Edom don't care about these other regular Edomites here, man. That's why he's taking away their EBT. And you look at the statistics, the so-called white people, the self-proclaimed white people are the top recipients of EBT food stamps. There's Ecclesiasticus 14:5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." So this devil don't even care about his own people, man. They think that they do. And a lot of these fucking Edomites, they're gonna side with it in efforts to put on a facade like they're with it. You have no choice. You got a lot of these fucking Edomites acting like, yeah, I agree with it. That's the reason why it's going about. You have no choice but to agree with it. Giving off the illusion that they got some type of say in what's really going on. They don't have any say. They just hopefully, like it always been, whatever orders coming forth, I'm a benefit. These Edomites. That's how they always been. White supremacy. You know, Edomite supremacy. They just help. They keep that mindset that whatever's happening is going to be to our benefit anyway. For the most part, we're going to benefit from it. That's how these Edomites look. But these elites of Edom, they don't care about these regular Edomites, man. That's why this civil war is coming about. That's why he's demolishing your constitutional rights. That's why the Lord is visiting this place. That's why the Lord is visiting this place. Visiting these idols. Like I said, I bet you can believe this Halloween wickedness of Halloween wasn't as these people expected. Nor would Thanksgiving primarily, or this wicked holiday Christmas. None of that shit is going to be as these people expected, because the Lord is visiting the idols of Egypt.
We say the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof. But a lot of these jokers, that's what they're doing. They're trying to act like they're secretly.
The spirit of Egypt shall fail, which is the Constitution, man. I just seen, I met the man. There was so many fucking videos, man. This lady was talking about that. The spirit of our rights, the spirit of the Constitution. Nah, yeah, it's over with. It's failing in the midst of Babylon, in the midst of Egypt. You people that primarily these Edomites that think that they got constitutional rights. You can't do this, you can't do that. That's what this civil war is about. That division. That's what that's going to be about, man. Them trying to keep this constitution, bring back this constitution, man. That's what that's all about. But the new world order of the elites, they don't care about the United States Constitution. That has nothing to do with the new world order, man. It's one world government. So that's why I spell it. Primarily because it has nothing to do with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The Lord is not with it. But yeah, so like it says in Ecclesiasticus 14:5, it says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? You know. So that's what's happening, man. The Lord is not. The Lord is allowing these fucking elites of Edom to not be with these other Edomites, man. He's not. They're not with them, man. It's that division. So, like the Lord said, I come to bring division. So that's what's going on, man. On the planet Earth, division, because it's prophesied that these things are going to happen.
Like I was saying that your Constitution, you know, is being your constitutional rights are being diminished and being dismantled, they're taken away right in front of you people's face. And they, if that was, I don't see why these people they're coming up marching, doing these no kings rallies, which is not going to amount to anything. You should be in an uproar at the source of power, which is the White House, the Capitol, and saying, why are you taking away our rights, man? You know, that's where they should be at, rather than try to rally and march throughout the streets of Babylon the Great with no progress. That's where you should be at, the root of the problem, which is the Capitol, man. You know, because I think that dude Klaus Schwab, if I ain't mistaken, they got a quote, and I'm gonna try to quote it just like he said. He said, "You will own nothing and be happy." That's pretty much the dismantling your rights. Just like I said, this new world order, you people rights. There's no place for you people rights constitution in this new world order, man. And the Constitution protects against what? Property rights, the fourth and fifth amendment, you know. But in this new world order that they planned on pushing, this enterprise they planned on pushing, what he said, Klaus Schwab, what he said? He said you will own nothing, and be happy, man. So basically, you won't have no right to property rights, man. You know, because you will own nothing. Nothing will be yours, man. So that's why they're dismantling, right in front of you people's faces, man. They're dismantling your so-called rights, which were nothing more than mere privileges, man, an illusion of a right that you people thought you had, man. That's why I said this place is the epitome of deception, man. These people have been deceived, but you can see clearly. Well, what I know we see, just like I said, mentioned in the book of Daniel, chapter 5, the writers on the wall. We can see this place and have been seeing it for what it was for years now, for a long time now. Even before I was in the truth, man, I saw this place for what it was, man. But I'm glad the Lord preserved and allow us to see clearly what this place actually was, man. Because they was working on under what? Deceit, man. So also the precept says what? That no kingdom can stand. So like let me get that before I chop it up. On the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and 12, it says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity," man. That's how this place was built, man. So no town which is or a city, which we know, this place called the elders go into that, man. Break this down beautifully. How everybody is a citizen, regardless of what state you in. You are a so-called United States citizen. So this landmass technically is a big city, man. So it says what? Habakkuk 2:12. It says, "Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity," man. So that means destruction, man. No kingdom can be built by blood and established by iniquity, man. And that's how this place was built. It was built on blood. They came over here, slaughtered the Native Americans, which was the Gadites and the Reubenites, of the nation of Israel, the northern kingdom, then brought Judah over here, did the same thing to them, forced labor, all types of iniquity. A kingdom can't be established like that, man. It says, whoa, that means destruction, man. That's what's destined for this place, man. This devil has built his empire on bloodshed, man. And also the precept said the land cannot be cleansed but by the blood of those that shed it, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. So this land can only be cleansed, by those that shed blood, man. That's why this place is destined for destruction, man. Because it was built on what? It was built on bloodshed, but it was established by iniquity, man. This devil came in and through, the manifest destiny, which that's why I say we surprised that these Edomites are not in church, man, because they was declaring when they forefathers came over here, where they were saying they was claiming the rights of this land through the manifest destiny, through their God, Jesus. And they declared, through the Pope, the elders going into the Pope of Rome, they gave them the authority, the Spaniards. There's another word it's not going to roll off my tongue right. The Spaniards came, conquistadors, if I'm saying it correctly. They came over here in conquest, and those that do not declare their God, which was Cesare Borgia, fake white man Jesus, as their Lord and Savior, they're put to death. And those that did, they were made into slaves, man. So they claim this land under the manifest destiny, man. Under their religious right. So yeah, what was this place was built on bloodshed, man. And that's what especially Esau Edom. He's thinking that's why he don't believe. That's why we think it's clear too. We see that they don't believe because they was thinking to themselves that, hey, if there was a God, we would have been punished by now. But see, these devils don't know. Nothing happens overnight, man. Rarely anything happens overnight, man. Like this wicked society was not built in one night or overnight. So it's not going to be destroyed in one night or overnight, man. So this devil has a set measure, man. He cannot go past 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second, man. So he has a set measure of time to rule. Then his time is up, man. And we're counting down. We know through the Spirit, Lord willing, man. We're in we're in that hour, man. Lord willing, man. Because the time of Yahweh Shai and the time of man is different. One day is like 1,000 years to Yahweh Shai, man. One day is like 1,000 years, man. So one day to the Lord, it's like 1,000 years here on earth, man. So Lord willing, man, we're in that last hour, man. So no one knows the exact day the Lord is coming, but the Lord gave his prophets, his servants, things to watch for, man. And we see those things, just like I mentioned before, Daniel chapter 5, the writings on the wall. We see those things clearly, man.
I got a precept. This is Second Ezra chapter 4:37. It says, "By measure have he measured the times, and by number have he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stand until the said measure be fulfilled." So there's a set measure. Prophecy is still going. Prophecy is still going on. Prophecy been going on since the beginning of time. You know, Bible times still going on today. The Lord has a measure of time that He measured. So, and it says, by number have He numbered the time. So there's a time period that He set for certain things to be done. You know, and He's not going to stare. He doeth not move. He won't stare them. Man. So He's not going to disrupt what's going on. He's not going to move or cause something to happen before this going to happen. Or it's about measure. It's about set of time. You know. So the Lord has things set in measure and things set in time, and we're still in a time of prophecy, and things have to play out according to what needs to come first. You know, events have to must come first before other events occur. You know, so the destruction of this place must come, for example, must come before the true kingdom of heaven come, where righteousness is going to dwell, where the children of Israel are going to be ruling the earth. Man. You know, so these things there's other things that must come to play, prophecies that must come to play before others. You know, and the primary prophecy, we are already in Jacob's trouble. Primary prophecy is basically, the MOTB, World War III, and the nuclear missiles, man. The salvation was, the salvation is goes into that, being the salvation of the elect of the children of Israel. So these things must play out first before other prophecies come to pass. You know? So also before what's going to come into this famine, which is right around the corner. This guy creating a famine. These people are going to be in desperation mode, man. You know, it's going to be real out here, man. People are going to be invading one another for the lack of bread, the great tribulation as is written. And who's causing this to happen? The devil. The devil himself. Esau Edom. He causing these things to happen. This is on Lamentations 4:9. It says, "They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger." Right? So it's better to be put to death than to starve to death, basically, man. For these pine away, stricken from want of the fruit of the field. Right? Cannibalism is going to come back. Cannibalism is going to come back. These Edomites are already doing that right now. These devils are already doing that. The hands of the pitiful woman have saddened their own children. They were their meat in destruction of the daughter of my people. So that's going to come back again. He's really going to be cooking their own children, because they already said that God. I was looking at this Edomite. He was talking about that. He was talking about he's looking at the Bible. How he said it? I might go and play it. So he said he's more or less believing in the Bible. You know, he's living according to the Bible. So he said there's three things that's coming. That comes in three. The deadly three or something like they call it. The pyramid. It's like a pyramid. The deadly three. He says pestilences or epidemic. Let me see. A pandemic, epidemic, pestilence, hunger. And he's saying war. He said those are the three deadly. Those the triangle of death or something like that. He said, and this lady said, where do you, he said this lady, he told this lady that, and she said, no, that's in the book of Revelation about the three horsemen. I mean the four horsemen. So he said, man, he started he said he's living according to the Bible, man. Now he's living according to the Bible, what the Bible's saying. But of course, they ain't got the real understanding.
Yeah, I got a precept. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16:4. It says, they shall die a grievous death. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth. So yeah, these things shall come, man. You know, like the ox said, famine, the sword, which is war.
Right. So this guy right here, on some guy's channel, he says how to survive the first 14 days of a global famine. So this is what he had to say.
Put us into famine because they're trying to put us into famine because pandemic.
You know, these devils want to damn play witchcraft and sorcery. You know, playing these damn social games. They all spies and fucking spies and goddamn fucking like the scripture said.
They're trying to put us into famine because pandemic, famine, and war, they go together like the triangle of death. What do you advise people do to get ready for it? It's not going to be easy, and especially if you live in a major city. People go to cannibalism within 2 weeks. They're going to be coming into your house, and the crickets come out. It's time to do X. Great advice.
And we just said that, man. That's the book of Second Esdras. You know, they're gonna come into people's house, invading people's house. I just read the precept out of the book of Lamentations, chapter 4. You know, they're gonna be cannibalism. You know, he recognized that, man.
To get ready for it. It's not going to be easy, and especially if you live in a major city. People go to cannibalism within 2 weeks. They're going to be coming into your house, and the crickets come out.
So that's prophecy. I gotta post that to my channel. You know? So he says the deadly three, man: pestilences, famine, and war. So World War III is inevitable, man. You know, he was going into how in times past they did that. You know, World War III. You know, a pestilent hunger, a war broke out. You know, so it's gonna happen again, man. You know.
And the precept says what? There's no new thing under the sun, man. So these things that's happening, it's nothing new, man. These things happen in the past, man. There's no new thing under the sun, man.
I got another precept out of Jeremiah 19:9. It says, I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of their friend in the siege and in the and straitness, wherewith their enemies and they that seek their life shall strengthen them, man. So that's what's going to happen, man. You know, they're going to be eating each other out here, cannibalism. You know, that's gonna come back in a big major way, man. You know, cannibalism. You know, that's gonna come back in a big major way, man. You know, people gonna be eating their children out here. They're gonna be eating each other because the lack of bread. each other for the lack of bread, man. They be each other, you know. And who's causing this, man? These fucking Edomites, the devil that rules the world, the devil that rules Babylon, you know. So like this guy, he said he's gonna basically follow the book. The book is gonna be how he's gonna live his life, man. You know, we already been living our life according to the Bible, man. You know. And he's an ex-military. He's ex-military or something like that, man. So he knows more or less. This guy knows what he's talking about, man. He's like ex-military, I think. You know? So he said it's like the deadly triangle or something like that, man.
Yeah, I was trying to look up that information because there was some time back, there was farmers pretty much giving their testimony that they was given ultimatums by the government to, you know, destroy their crops or, you know, destroy their livestock, or if not, you know, either destroy your crops and get more than probably quadruple how much you would have if you would have sold it, or face penalties, man. And there was people giving their testimony saying, yeah, he said, who wouldn't do that? So they done it. And also there was other people coming out saying, yeah, the effects of that. He said, you probably won't feel it this year or the next, but eventually you're going to feel it. And I think that's what's coming up. That's why you see all these people like Bill Gates.
He's taking people funding away, and prices going to go up.
People like Bill Gates is buying up all this farmland, man. And then he's trying to go in and make genetically modified foods, man. You know, engineered livestock, not real meat, but some lab grown, some laboratory GMO, you know, meat that's not organic, man. That's why you see your supermarkets now, you know, Beyond Meat and all this stuff, man. This stuff is not natural, man. It's not organic. It lacks the nutrition that your body needs. Like, for instance, these fruits, they're seedless. They're full of sweets and starch. They don't have the nutrients that the fruits that are grown organic has, that your body needs. So we see these things coming into play. I was trying to look this stuff up, man, but you know, they control the media too. They're trying to shadow ban, or they're trying to push their narrative and say the truth is disinformation, and what they say, if you against what they're saying, you're a problem / terrorist, man. So that's like, you see, your rights is being taken away. Your so-called freedom of speech or oppressive rights to protest is being taken away, because if you say things now, especially against certain people, you could be deemed a terrorist or a criminal, man.
All right, kids, let's go. Oh, I don't know. Conditions are. I've been to some of the stuff. They're trying to put us into famine, because pandemic, famine, and war, they go together like the triangle of death. What do you advise people do to get ready for it? It's not going to be easy, and especially if you live in a major city. People go to cannibalism within 2 weeks. They're going to be coming into your house. When the crickets come out, it's time to do X. Great advice just for everybody today. I want to dive into.
So yeah, man, we see the times that we're coming in, man. You know, even these certain Edomites, they see it, man. You know, you know, they don't see it the way we see it. We see it because we know it's prophecy, man. These things are bound to happen. You know, they see it because, you know, it's evident. You got the others, which is the masses, man. A lot of them, they want to ignore the obvious, man. So they rather believe a lie than the truth.
I want to dive into some of the stuff you've been talking about, a famine coming. and setting the stage. So I know this goes back to your time in the Netherlands. How does that tie in? Right, or actually, yeah, that's why I went to Netherlands. Now, in 2020, that was the first time I started warning about potential famine, because I could see conditions were starting to be set for that, right? And it's all about conditions. You noticed this in 2020? Oh yeah, I was publishing it like almost daily back then to get ready for it, and get ready for famine, because it's clearly conditions are. It's a long flash to bang, and so I've been studying. Going.
So yeah, these things shall come to pass because the Lord said what? No jot or tittle, you know. Let me get that precept. This is the book of Matthew 5:18. It says, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled," man. So everything that the Lord says shall be fulfilled, man. The earth and the heavens and the earth shall pass away, but no jot, no tittle, no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled, man. So all these prophecies shall be fulfilled, man, and will be fulfilled, man. You know, so we know these things to be true, man. These events that are staged right now, that third woe, the MOTB, you know, famines, wars and rumors of wars, man. We see the stage is set, man. And like that the hour of temptation, man. This is not just going to be something that's domestic. This is going to be a global front, man. Because they're planning on changing the dynamic money system into everything digital, man. They're going to do away with tangible currency, man. And everything is going to be digitized. Because right now, they passed where if you receive any government checks from the federal government, you're no longer receiving any paper checks anymore. Everything is going to be digital. You're going to have to get like a bank account or something, man. You know? So yeah, so the stage is set, man. We see it clearly, man. And the Lord said, what? Set your face against Mount Seir. You know?
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
So if you're against something, you're not for it, man. Because of what? The atrocities that this place has done, man. It's not a righteous society, man. You know, this society is built on lies, murder, robbery, thievery, dishonesty. You know, all the below, man.
Quite a lot. I read a couple dozen books on it now, and on famine. I read more than 60 on pandemic, but I'd read about 40 before the pandemic, because pandemic, famine, and war, they go together. They're a triangle. So you see patterns. You see, and if you get a big war, you always get famine and you always get pandemic. If you get a big one. If you get a big pandemic, a very serious one, you'll always get famine and war, right? They just go together like the triangle of death. So I was talking about this in this interview, and a reader, she called up, she was kind, and she's like, you talk about this as if you made it up. And I said, I did. She said, no, it's in the Bible, the 4 horsemen, right? I was like, yeah, you're right. I literally have plagiarized the Bible. Like, if you're going to plagiarize, I guess go big. But I mean, but they knew it 2,000 years ago. So all these patterns, nothing's changed. I've started to look at the Bible as like a survival manual. You know what I mean? Me both. I mean, seriously, it's all there. Nothing's new under the sun, right? I mean, a lot of the stuff that's happening today, is talked about in the Bible. It's just like that.
So a lot of stuff that's happening today is talked about in the Bible. That's what we're doing, man. You know, we're basically telling you people what's going on according to the Bible. And he said he's living this. He's using the Bible as a survival guide or something like that, man. You know, basically, that's what we're doing. Like, even this guy right here can see the Bible as survival guide. That's how we pronounce it. That's the Bible as a survival guide. So, even this guy said it. He said he told this lady, and she said it's the full horseman. He's saying it like he just made it up. But she said it's in the Bible. You know? So yeah, you know, even this guy said, even he said the three deadly, the deadly triangle, what is that? Something like that. The 3 points of the deadly triangle, something like that. You know, so we've been saying that starting from the apostles and elders.
Yeah, I think he said pandemic, famine, and war. If I'm mistaken. That's the 3 deadly triangle. Pandemic, famine, and war.
So we've been saying this from our elders on down, from our teachers on down. Man. These men been saying this for over 50 years. You know, we're following according to what's written, according to what's true. You know, the spirit, you know, it's the spirit that quickens, meaning the spirit gives you this understanding. You know? So we've been saying these things, but they looking at these men like they crazy out their mind. And one thing else I want to say, I thought martial law and FEMA camp, I thought that shit was a conspiracy theory, man. Well, you see that shit happening right now. Martial law, you got these military troops in your state, I mean, in various cities right now, which, like I said, which that's what they said, the Secretary of War, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, whatever.
You right, war. That's why he changed it to war, Secretary of War.
Right. So Hegseth and Trump, they said they're gonna have fucking military troops in 50 states, the National Guard in 50 states by April 2026. He says he's trying to put more than the National Guard, man. He's going to put more than the National Guard in these military, in these states, man. So he's going to have branches of military. And you better add to this. A lot of these military personnel ain't with what Donald Trump is about in this government. You know, Trump wants yes men. Like Hegseth said when he had that meeting with these governments, I mean these generals, all these generals, hundreds of generals, which was quiet. No, they didn't applaud this guy. We finished or nothing. You know, they didn't give any type of applaud or anything. And he said, if you don't agree to what I said, it's maybe time for you to resign. Because these people, Donald Trump, he's looking for yes men, man. Basically, follow my orders. Yeah, they had a problem with that his first administration.
Yeah, people that's loyal to what he say and what he believes. Actually, it's coming down from the elites. But just like Ox said, man, they're telling you people what they're about. War, by changing that name from Secretary of Defense to Secretary of War, changing it back. This is what they're geared for. That's why they're actually lining up to invade in Venezuela when the president is trying to negotiate compromises and say, hey, no war. But he said, forget what you're trying to say. I'm invading your country anyway. Declaring acts of war by bombing and destroying their, some of these ships that they're trying to portray as drug traffickers and terrorists, seeking submarines, and deploying their military closer to their shores. That's an act of war, man. He's telling you that's what That's what they're doing, man. You know,
The scripture said Esau by the sword, Esau shall live. Man. So he's living by the sword, man. You know, he was given a great sword in Revelation. That he was talking about the four. That's what the book was talking about the four. What this guy was saying, the four horsemen. Man. So he was given a great sword to say peace, take peace from the earth. That's in that same chapter, if I'm not mistaken. You know. So he's by that sword. Esau was blessed with the sword. It says, by that sword, thou shalt live. So he's warfare, man. You know.
God. So if you got anything else, we close it out.
I ain't got no.
All right, that's it. Before we do, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. This your Akim and Drizil. And Lord willing, we'll be back to feed the flock till next time. Shalom, Barak Thumb, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.